There is a chapter in the Holy Quran that Allah Himself calls the best of stories. It is a narrative of betrayal, a journey through the darkest wells, and a rise to the highest thrones. This story was not revealed during a time of ease. It was sent to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, during his year of sorrow, a time when he had lost his beloved wife Khadija and his protector Abu Talib. Allah sent this story to tell him and to tell us that even when the world closes its doors on you, Allah is opening a path you cannot yet see. In the ancient lands of Canaan, a young boy named Yusuf lived under the watchful, loving eyes of his father, the prophet Yaqub. Yusuf was a light in his father's life, a child of extraordinary character and beauty. But in the flickering candlelight of their home, a destiny was unfolding that would change the world. One morning, Yusuf approached his father with a secret that felt heavier than his young years could carry. Yusuf said, "Oh, my father, indeed I have seen 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them prostrating to me." Yaqub, a man of prophecy, understood immediately. This was no ordinary dream. It was a vision of tamkeen, divine empowerment. It meant that Yusuf was chosen for greatness. But with great light comes a great shadow. Yaqub whispered a warning that would haunt Yusuf for the years to come. "Oh, my son, do not relate your vision to your brothers, or they will contrive against you a plan. For indeed, Shaitan is to man a clear enemy. But envy is a fire that needs no invitation." Outside the tent, in the shadows of the setting sun, his older brothers watched. They had seen the way their father looked at Yusuf. "Yusuf and his brother are more beloved to our father than we are," they whispered, "though we are a strong group." The fire of jealousy soon turned into a dark conspiracy. One suggested death, another, perhaps seeking a lesser sin, suggested a well. They didn't see a brother. They saw a rival that needed to be erased from their father's sight. The older brothers then approached Yaqub with forced smiles. "Father, send Yusuf with us tomorrow to enjoy himself and play," they promised. "And indeed, we will be his guardians." Yaqub hesitated. His heart felt a premonition he couldn't name. But eventually, he let him go. He didn't know that as they walked away into the vast, silent wilderness, he was seeing his favorite son for the last time in 40 years. The laughter of the brothers died as soon as they reached the desolation of the desert. The colorful coat Yusuf was wearing was torn away. Despite his cries, they cast him into the bottom of a dark, damp, and lonely well. They left him there, at the mercy of the cold stone and the silent night. But even in the deepest pit, Yusuf was not alone. Allah revealed to him, "You will surely inform them of this affair of theirs while they do not perceive." The well was not his grave. It was his first step on a path that would lead him toward the throne. Days passed in the darkness. Then the sound of hooves and the clatter of buckets came. A caravan of travelers searching for water dropped their bucket into the well. "Good news," the water carrier cried. "Here is a boy." He was pulled from the darkness, only to be taken as merchandise. He was bound and carried across the burning sands toward a land of wonders and trials, Egypt. Egypt, the land of the pharaohs, a civilization of white stone, gold, and the mighty Nile. Yusuf was stood upon a slave block. He was sold for a miserable price, just a few silver coins. He was bought by a man of high rank, the Aziz of Egypt. Suddenly, he had gone from a beloved son in a tent to a slave in a foreign land. But as the Quran tells us, and Allah was predominant over his affair, but most of the people do not know. Yusuf entered the house of the Aziz. As the years passed, he grew into manhood. Allah granted him wisdom and knowledge. He was so beautiful in character and appearance that he became the jewel of the palace. But the halls of the palace held a test more dangerous than the dark well. The wife of the Aziz watched him. Once he was summoned to her presence and she closed the doors. She then said, "Come to me." Yusuf's heart remained anchored. "Ma'adallah," he cried. "Allah forbid." He chose the integrity of his soul over the comfort of the palace. Truth was twisted into lies. The Aziz heard his wife's plea over what Yusuf could ever say. Despite his innocence, the doors of the palace were replaced by the iron bars of a prison. As the heavy doors slammed shut, Yusuf sat in the darkness once again. But the story was far from over. Subscribe for Part 2, The King's Dream and the Great Reunion.